Do you think this is a flower? A skunk pulled it out of the sand and easily snapped it in half. Turns out, it was a scorpion disguised as a flower. All the scorpions got so scared they hid away. This place is called the Desert of Death. To show off his survival skills, the skunk tossed a rock far away. With that, all the danger was cleared. The rabbit immediately invited her to be his adventure partner. But this rabbit wasn't just any rabbit. Although he had a rabbit's face, he had chicken feet. Many years ago, King John discovered him abandoned by the river during a forest expedition. John immediately took a liking to the little creature and brought him home, naming him Chickenhare. As Chickenhare grew up, he was often teased by his peers for having chicken feet, which made him really sad. His dream was to become an adventurer like his father, but he had to pass strict tests. However, in this particular test, Chickenhare didn't pass even a single round and ended up failing miserably. To prove himself, Chickenhare decided to complete the unfinished adventure of his father and go search for the Dark Hamster's scepter. He then went to the dungeon to meet his uncle, Lapin. Lapin had been imprisoned by John for usurping the throne. When he learned that Chickenhare was asking about the scepter's location, he deliberately threw a book about the scepter on the ground. As Chickenhare reached for it, Lapin took the chance to pluck a feather from his head. He then used the feather to unlock the door and escape. Soon after, Lapin led a group of hard criminals to search for the scepter. Chickenhare realized he had gotten himself into big trouble, so he left a letter for his father and set off on an adventure with his friend Abe. They went to a bar to ask for directions. Chickenhare accidentally knocked over a rhino bully's dominoes. Now they were in big trouble. Everyone immediately pointed at Chickenhare. Just when things looked bad, a skunk named Meg stepped up.
Now!
Just like that, Meg became Chickenhare's companion and joined their adventure. With Meg's help, they successfully crossed the Desert of Death and arrived at a bamboo forest. But they hadn't gone far before they were ambushed. A group of pigs disguised as bamboo captured them and took them back to their camp, accompanied by loud trumpets. The little pigs began handing out torches. This was a group of well-trained little pigs. They formed neat rows, surrounding Chickenhare and his two friends in the middle. When the pigs saw the rabbit with feathers and chicken feet, they were very curious. Just then, their king Peppa appeared. Peppa looked them over and immediately decided to send them to the volcano as a sacrifice to the gods. The funny part was, the gods they feared were just a rock. That night, the pigs hung their cage high up in the air. Watching the sleeping pigs, Chickenhare suddenly came up with an escape plan. He tried poking the pigs' noses with his feathers, and it works like a charm. They began to work together in sync. Soon the pigs were stacked on top of each other. Chickenhare used his chicken feet to grab the key and successfully freed his friends. Then Chickenhare tried to get his hat back but accidentally fell down. Luckily Peppa was sleeping deeply, so he didn't notice. But just as Chickenhare was about to leave, he accidentally triggered the pig's alarm system. The alarm quickly spread in layers, eventually waking up the sleeping Peppa. The next second, the pigs surrounded them again. In this critical moment, Abe picked up the stone symbolizing the gods and threatened Peppa to let his friends go. The pigs quickly retracted their weapons in fear. Abe was about to use the stone to distract them, but when the stone bounced back, it ended up back on the altar.
Or not.
At Peppa's command, the pigs started to chase them furiously. Just when things seemed hopeless, Meg's big move finally charged up.
There we go. I'm back! Fire in the hole!
Although Meg escaped the pursuit with a fart, Chickenhare, now alone, was blocked by the pigs. Soon, Peppa arrived in a cannon. As the cannonballs came at him, Chickenhare dodged while unexpectedly activating the feathers on his arm. Every cannonball shot by Peppa was easily dodged. Then, Chickenhare jumped onto Peppa's head and leaped high into the air. He stepped on the pigs, moving in waves, and successfully escaped. Bobby used a turtle shell to block the pigs' anesthetic darts, while Chickenhare swung a whip, trying to swing across.
Oh, please.
But since the whip wasn't long enough, they fell off the cliff. Thankfully, there was a pool below, so they weren't hurt. At this point, Chickenhare spotted a snowy mountain. That's where the scepter was located. They arrived there before Lapin did. But as soon as they entered the secret room, they accidentally triggered a trap. The walls with sharp spikes began moving toward them. In a critical moment, the clever Chickenhare found the switch. As the trap closed, the door to another secret room automatically opened. Here, Chickenhare successfully found the Dark Hamster's scepter. But just then, Lapin and his crew arrived and captured Chickenhare's two friends. Lapin threatened Chickenhare to hand over the scepter, or he would throw them off the cliff. Just as Chickenhare hesitated, Lapin took the opportunity to snatch the scepter. Then, he used a spell to awaken the Dark Hamsters who had been asleep for years. He decided to use these hamsters to seize the throne he had always dreamed of. Before leaving, his men threw the three of them off the cliff. Luckily, they landed on an ice pillar in the middle. Soon after, Lapin returned to the kingdom with the scepter. He released the hamster army, and the entire kingdom was quickly engulfed. At that moment, trapped Chickenhare decided to make a bold attempt. In this extreme situation, the feathers on Chickenhare's ears activated. Just as he was about to fall, he successfully flew up. The very flaws that had made him feel insecure became the key to their escape. They used Abe's shell as a skateboard, sliding quickly down the mountain. After returning to the castle, Chickenhare and Lapin fought over the scepter on the drawbridge. Chickenhare lost his balance and fell down. As Lapin was about to grab the scepter, he discovered Chickenhare was hiding below. Suddenly, the drawbridge broke. While Chickenhare grabbed the bridge, he also held onto his uncle Lapin tightly. But the evil uncle not only used him as a stepping stone, but even kicked him down.
Chickenhare, no!
Lapin's retribution came swiftly. As he fell, he tried to pull Chickenhare with him, but in the end, only Chickenhare miraculously flew up. He had not only overcome his insecurities, but also saved their rabbit kingdom. So, we should all embrace our imperfections. As long as we bravely say no to difficulties, I believe the whole world will step aside for us.